Hey guys, Mr. Mackey here. Now yesterday we were looking at regular polygons and finding interior angles and the sum of the interior angles in those regular polygons. And I went through how to find them in 3, 4, 5 and 6-sided polygons. The challenge I set you yesterday was to find not only how much each interior angle was in a 10-sided shape, but the sum of them in a regular 10-sided shape. So let's go through it. So if we have a 10-sided shape, also known as a decagon, how do we find the number of triangles, which is important? Well, if you've noticed, for a 3-sided shape, there's 1 triangle. 4-sided shape, there's 2 triangles. A 5-sided shape, there's 3 triangles. A 6-sided shape, there's 4 triangles. If you've noticed that the number of triangles is always 2 less the number of sides the shape is, you're bang on. Because 3 take away 2 gets you 1. 4 take away 2 gets you 2. 5 take away 2 gets you 3. And so on. So for the 10-sided shape, the number of triangles there will be is 8 triangles. So to figure out the sum of the angles, we look back to the first one. Because the sum of the angles in a triangle is 180, and if we've got 8 triangles, we have to times 180 by 8. Anyone know what that is? If you got 1,440 degrees, you are bang on right. And now to work out the actual size of just one of these interior angles. All you simply have to do is you divide the sum by the number of sides. So you do 1,440 divided by 10, and that will get you 144 degrees. So yesterday we looked at interior angles and the sum of interior angles, and I did say at the end of the video that today we're now going to be looking at exterior angles, the angles outside of our regular polygons and the sums of them. So let's now do one for a 3-sided shape, also known as an equilateral triangle. So here we have an equilateral triangle. Now, thanks to yesterday, we've now proven that the sum of the angles in an equilateral triangle are 180 degrees, and that each of the angles are 60 degrees. But those are interior. We need to find exterior. And how I find an exterior angle is I just do one simple thing. I extend the sides. So I've got this shape here. All you do is you look at this side and you extend it. So you look at this side here and extend it. Look at this one here and extend it. Only extend it one way though. Don't extend it both ways, just one way. Now, because we've extended it, what have we now made? We've made a straight line. And what do angles in a straight line add up to? They add up to 180 degrees. So, what is the missing angle here? Well, if 60 plus our missing angle makes 180 degrees, what's left is 120 degrees. And that 120 degrees is our exterior angle. And that will be the same for this one and for this one. Why is it the same? Because all the interior angles are the same, so all the exterior angles are the same. So that's how you find an exterior angle. You just simply subtract the interior angle from 180. Simple. So how do we find the sum? Well, if we have a 3-sided shape like this, we have 3 exterior angles. So you just do 120 degrees times 3. And what does that get you? 360 degrees. And that is the sum of the exterior angles in an equilateral triangle. Now let's do one with a regular quadrilateral, or as other people like to call it, a square. So, How do we do it? Well, we know what the interior angles of a square are because we did it yesterday. They're all 90 degrees, also known as right angles. So what do? We extend the sides one way or another. No, not time for singing, time to do mathsing. Sorry. So, how do we find our exterior angle? Well, what we do is we know this makes a straight line. The interior angle is 90 degrees, so we take 90 degrees away from 180, and that will get us our exterior angle, which is 90 degrees, and that will be for all 4 of them. So let's write that here. Convenient, they're the same. So what's the sum of them? Well, if there's 4 angles and all of them are 90 degrees, we just do 4 times 90 degrees, and that will get us 360 degrees. Very good. And that's how we find exterior angles and the sum of them in a square. So now let's try one with a regular pentagon, 5-sided shape. So we found out that the interior angles of yesterday were 108 degrees. Awesome. So what do? We extend the sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you extend the sides properly. Don't make the same mistake I did. Now, once we've extended them, we've made a straight line. How do we find our exterior angle? Well, 108 plus our missing angle makes 180. Our missing angle must be 72 degrees. Now, how do we find the sum? Well, we have 5 angles, and all of them are 72 degrees. 5 times 72 degrees will get us 360 degrees. Awesome. So let's now do this on a shape we've not done before. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-sided shape, also known as an octagon. Now let's find the exterior angles. Now to do this first, we need to know the interior angles. So let's start off with how many triangles there are. So let's choose a corner. 1, duh, 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 and duh. How many triangles are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. Now, each triangle is worth 180 degrees, so we have to times those number of triangles by 6. So 6 times 180 becomes 1,080 degrees. That's the sum of the interior angles in this octagon. So, if we know that the sum is 1,080, how much will just one of these angles be? So we divide 1,080 by 8, and that will get us 135 degrees. So that's the interior. What about the exterior? So how do we do that? Well, we extend our sides. Duh, 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 and duh. And we've got this one here. We find the missing angle to make it up to 180 degrees. And that will be 45 degrees. That is our exterior angle. And if there's 8 exterior angles, and they're all 45 degrees, we times them together, and that will get us 360 degrees. Have you noticed something yet? Well, think about this. The sum of the exterior angles in a triangle are 360. In a square, 360. In a pentagon, 360. Even in an octagon, it's 360. What have we found? What if I was to then tell you the sum of the exterior angles in any regular polygon, no matter how many sides, will always be 360 degrees, no matter what? How cool is that? So what have I just shown you? The sum of all exterior angles will always be 360 degrees. Now the trick I showed you to find an exterior angle was you find the interior angle and take that away from 180. But with this new bit of information, there is another trick to find an exterior angle. Can you figure out what that trick is? And that's your challenge tonight. Because I'm going to give you this question. I have a shape. And I found out that the exterior angles, one exterior angle of this shape is 12 degrees. How many sides does my shape have? Now, the trick that you would have figured out will help you work out this problem. There are loads of other ways, but let's see if you can do it. So your challenge tonight is to figure out how many sides my shape has. It's a regular shape, by the way. It's a regular polygon. And its exterior angles are 12 degrees each. Good luck. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's keep our children learning. Have a good evening.